What is up, guys? Welcome to the Stash Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to bring you another NFL prediction video. It is on Nelson Agholor. I believe the wide receiver will be traded to Chicago Bears, and let's talk about why. So Nelson Agholor. Well, first, this video was in the making of like 2 weeks ago. Kind of had a cause to pause. Week two, he had a little breakout game. Well, a good game. He had a breakout. He had a pretty good season last year, but he had a good game. 6 catches, 110 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm like, okay, people were speculating he'll be traded anyways. This past offseason, they brought in Devontae Parker. They still have Kendrick Bourne, Jacoby Myers, all those tight ends, well, at least the two top tight ends, and Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, all those running backs. A lot of weapons. Mac Jones isn't a quarterback that need all those weapons, to me, honestly. So, or to use them properly, I'll say. The offense is in shambles. Had to find their offensive coordinator, and they got Matt Patricia out of everybody. But I'm like, okay, week two, he had a good game, and he was targeted a lot, all that stuff. So let's see what they do. Week three and week four, nothing happened. It changed back to how week one was. Barely any targets, barely any receptions. I think it's time for him to go. And Chicago Bears is the best spot for me, honestly. They need some premium weapons for Justin Fields ASAP. Now, I did win some bread with Fields this past weekend versus the Giants. I had him over on passing yards. I knew, and we all know Fields can slink it. This season has been an albatross so far from how it was last season. He was slinging the ball last year. The O-line wasn't good last year either and had less weapons. Well, he might have one weapon. He had Allen Robinson and Mooney. But this year has been terrible, to say the least. And I was a field truther a couple last year. I thought he could have had a run at going number one. I was that high on him, or his draft class, 2 years ago now, whatever. I was that high on him. This year make everybody look crazy. So especially after the offseason and pictures and videos and camp and all that stuff, he looked good. Um, but it was a good sign seeing him play well against the Giants. He slung the ball more, and I think he needs to build his confidence up, to build his progression up even faster, and to speed the clock up on his progression. You need guys, you need premium weapons like a Agholor, like a Mooney, like they already have. And it's widely speculated that the Bears will be in the trade market anyway for a receiver around trade deadline time, and why not Agholor? He fits the system well. He's he it costs about he'll cost about 9-10 million during that time period. He's paid 14 for the entire year. He'll probably cost about 9-10 million. After the trade deadline mark, week 6, week 7. So it's coming up pretty soon. So um but they should have no problem spending the third or fourth. The Patriots don't need them. They're not going anywhere anyway. Mac Jones is out for a couple weeks. Brian Hoyer, we saw yesterday, and get hit one time, and he's out for the game with concussion protocol. I think it's going to be probably a similar thing. Zap looked pretty solid. I did like him in the draft last year. In college last year. So I was happy to. Was he drafted? I think he was drafted. Yeah, I'm happy somebody picked him up. In general, he was a solid quarterback, and he played well. He played solid. Kept him in the game. Played pretty well against that Packers defense. But even as we saw yesterday, he wasn't targeting Nelson Agholor. So as I said, too many weapons. Not a not a talented enough quarterback to spread the ball around enough to keep everyone happy and to use everyone properly. And like I said, the offense is in shambles. So why not go somewhere where he's needed more, where he's going to get the ball more, and especially going back to the Bears system. I know that the coaching staff is different, but it's kind of the same how it was last year. Allen Robinson, the number one receiver, struggled all last year. Darnell Mooney was fantastic last year. Now this year, Darnell Mooney is the number one guy. He's struggling, and the number 2, 3 guy for the Bears is getting more looks, getting more action. So, hopefully having Agholor can open up Mooney, or in that case, the way that it's been going with Fields, his at least first year and the second year so far, Agholor might just go crazy. He might have a great season, a great rest of the season, if that metric, works out the same way it did so far for the Bears, with Mooney still struggling, or not having not struggling, but not having the best year. And say Fields not even throwing the ball anyways. Barely even throwing the ball anyways. But when he isn't really going at Mooney, or he's not on target on the same, not on chemistry with Mooney. So maybe Agholor can help make the chemistry better. I don't know, but like I said, Fields definitely needs more premium weapons. Why not Agholor? I was thinking, and also what gave me cause of pause too on this video. Like I said, I had it for 2 weeks. I had the idea for 2 weeks. I didn't put it out until now. Was the Packers? The Packers were a great option. They just lost Sammy Watkins. Christian Watson, their rookie. Um, had a tough first game. Scored yesterday, but I think he's gonna get integrated into the offense slowly. You have Dobbs, who a great pickup, a great draft. He's coming on as number one guy as of right now. You have Randall Cobb, still aged veteran, who's still playing well. So I thought maybe Agholor will be a great replacement for Sammy Watkins, but they look like they don't really need Agholor anymore. They probably just will ride out with what they have, honestly. So that's why I'm confident now that Agholor to the Bears is my number one option. Unless a number one or number two receiver goes down from now to the trade deadline, I think Agholor to the Bears is probably a done deal in my mind. Honestly, I don't see who else could really need him. As I said, unless someone else goes down, it's a solid name. The Chargers, the Colts could be an option. With Keenan Allen for the Chargers being out for the last couple of weeks, got the Colts who needs to get Michael Pittman some help ASAP. But I have them, honestly. I had to do a video on them maybe a week ago now, on the Colts possibly going after Darius Slayton of the Giants, who could easily go to the Bears as well. I did a video during the summer on Darius Slayton going to the Bears, which I still think is very possible. He's definitely cheaper than Nelson Agholor would be. If Aguilar's a third or a fourth, Slayton's, I think I said in my video for the Colts, was like a fifth or a sixth. Because Slayton barely plays. Even with Galladay not being himself, so Slayton still isn't getting the play time that he should get, in my personal opinion. He played a little bit yesterday more often, but still, I think they had no receivers down there. Robinson, Tony, Sterling Shepard's out for the year. So he had to play. He has to play now. So that might kind of damper the Slayton trade. So I think that made Agholor's trade power or trade value that much stronger, since a couple more guys are off the market, some because their team injuries and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens, but I think Agholor to the Bears, to me, is a done deal in my head. I think it's going to happen. It makes too much sense, and Fields needs to help ASAP. So that's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.